shared in 2023 you were in a dark space. So entrepreneurs, I feel, are always on an emotional roller coaster because the emotions of dealing with the business and then your personal life or whatever's going on outside of the business. So how did you manage that time in your life? And what are some kind of lessons learned that you can offer for those who might find themselves kind of like in a dark space or just feel like they're in this hole and they're trying to crawl out and they just can't, but then they still have this business that they need to show up for?
I feel like you just have to... Again, I've been blessed to have a group of people that support and that are available to listen. You know, sometimes we have friends, but they're like, they can give you the, it's too much put on me. You know, like we all have our own lives. And although that is a healthy way of living and of thinking that you need to take care of yourself, it's a good thing to be there for others. And for me, when that happened, I was not okay. I was like, I had a little weight on me too. I was constantly like lashing out on loved ones and like, I was just like not a happy person. I constantly felt, and I'm not, I don't like to use that word depressed because I don't know what that feels like. I can be genuinely honest that I've never felt that. So it wasn't that, but I was constantly sad. And I was going through like a little heartbreak of a situation that, you know, like, so I think that was dragging along from 2022. It dragged into 2023. My friend had passed away, my best friend, and the business was okay. I've had a slower year, 2024, but it was just mentally. And if you're not mentally okay and at peace, you cannot show up for all the other areas in your life. And so I was lashing out. I was having arguments with friends and family. So I would just bring this back to work. And I wouldn't function properly at work because I'm not okay. Where, you know, back home, where to me, those are the people that matter. And I remember that for my birthday last year, I had an okay birthday because within that vacation, a lot of arguments happened. And I was like, I don't like that. I don't want to be like that. So you have to ask the people that you're hurting or that you are having these problems with, what can we talk about it? Mm-hmm. How can we fix this? And that's how you start. You want to take a little bit of accountability. You know, start with that. And it helps. It's okay for you to say sorry. I feel like that started, and then I just started working out and just, to me, what helps me is I want to fix myself up. I want to, you know, ponerme bonita, salir, have a good time. And that picks up my energy and my mood. Mm-hmm. It doesn't work for a lot of people. Some people rather be closed up, you know, like they don't want to be around others because they feel like they're pouring that energy into others. But I promise you that talking to the people that you love and saying, I'm not going to stay on this couch today, or I'm not going to stay in bed today. I'm just going to go out and have a good time. What's the worst that can happen? Well, a hangover, but, you know, at least go out and have a good time. Right. And that helped me. Mm-hmm. Mid 2023, I met this person, and it's, you know, the guy that I'm dating.
El bebé.
La cosa más bella.
Chulo.
Right. And it's just...
Que nadie sabe.
Nadie. And I'm okay with that. You ain't gonna see who I'm dating. And I just, you know, it just helped. It just helps you when you're just out there. You got to get up. You have to take care of yourself, you know, like start with that. Like start with your body, with yourself. Mm-hmm. And it'll just open up everything, all the air, all the energy is going to open up.
I love that. So what I'm hearing is, take accountability for what's going on.
Yes.
Like, why are you in the black hole? Mm-hmm. What's going on with you mentally? How are you treating your relationships? Look at yourself in the mirror.
I know therapy helps. Mm-hmm. I didn't suggest that because I've never done therapy. So I'm not going to promote something that I've never done. But I have friends and family, and it does help.
Okay.
It does. Mm-hmm.
So accountability, possibly therapy if you're into that. And then also start pouring into yourself, taking care of yourself physically, which will transfer into other
confidence
parts.
boosts up, and like the next thing you know, you're just like taking things you're approaching things in a better light.
Right.
Yeah.
And then thirdly, which I really love, is go outside.
Yeah.
Go outside. Get off the couch.
You don't know what that person out there that you meet, anyone, is going to do to you. Mm-hmm. Or what you're going to do to that person. And they might tell you, be vocal about it. There's people that be like, oh my God, it was so great talking to you. You have such great aura. And then you go back home and it's like, you see, Gabby, you were bugging out. Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. And I'm a fan
Mm.
of going outside. I actually feed off of people's energy. Like, I need to be outside. Like, during the pandemic, I was depressed because I needed to be outside and I couldn't go outside. I needed to be around people and I needed to be around people. Yeah, I was out. Me out. Too. Even before that. I was out because I couldn't be inside. Like, I feed off of people.
Yeah,
like,
we were
I
the
need
irresponsible
to be outside.
ones.
Yes, we were. But technically we weren't. No, it was something, but then it was nothing. But anyway, like, I need to be outside. So I agree. Mm-hmm. Like, you need to. Yeah. Life is meant to be lived, darling. Even when you're in the black hole, like, you almost have to, like, force yourself to push yourself to get out of whatever funk you're in. Mm-hmm. Because if not, you're just said than done.
But just little steps.
Right.
Just minor steps are going to help.
So, okay, 13 years in business. Mm-hmm. Give us your top 3 lesson learned.
I feel like be open to collaborate and work with others. You're going to learn things that you don't know about your own business, or even things that you can implement in the business so that you can help your business grow in all areas, right? Marketing. It's important. That's one of my lessons that you need to learn your clientele. You need to know who is it that you want to provide a service to. So learning, the biggest lesson for me is knowing, okay, you just put something out there. That's not how it works. It's not going to, you're not going to sell that way. You have to be able to be intentional about the way that you go about anything that you put out there. You're within, whether for me in my line, my business, or any other business, you have to be intentional about it. And the third one, I would say, never stop studying. You need to study so that you can stay on beat and on track. Because even for my business, the fashion world, it's constant changes. You have to stay on trend. So you have to keep your strategies on point so that you can stay relevant within the business. So studying all the way so that it doesn't, you don't get caught off guard. If this is why it's been 13 years, because I feel like every day I am trying to relate to the new upcoming clientele or the new generation, so that to me, it's what is part of the lesson, studying. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love that. I love those lessons.
Because it's like, growing up Latina, we don't get the tools to start a business, or, hey, it's not a handout. We might be the first generation to have a successful business, or like some first to graduate college. And we're just taught, like, get a job, work, and be a good employee. And those are the things that impedes growth in our culture. But I feel like you got to break that. You have to break that and it's literally breaking yourself so that you can grow. We got to break that disc that we are instilled with when we're little. Mm-hmm. And I feel like connecting with others, collabing, marketing, studying is what's going to help your business.
I love it. So let's go into the Talk That Talk segment, mm-hmm. which is where we like to discuss something taboo in the cultura, or something that you might be particularly passionate about that's going on in the culture that you agree with or don't necessarily agree with. So let's discuss.
It's so many. Where do I start? Like, what's one for you? Like, I don't know. Like, with us Latinos, I feel like we're always taught, like, you gotta, like I said, it's just like, does that to be like work related, or just like in general?
Anything.
Ay, Dios mío, son tanta. I don't even know where to start. When you like have so many and it clogs your mind.
What is the one that irks you the most? Or that you wish you could change?